The hope is that all of the essential meaning of the passage has somehow been baked into the very last vector in the sequence. We then perform a certain operation on that last vector that produces a probability distribution over all possible tokens, all possible little chunks of text that might come next. And like I said, once you have a tool that predicts what comes next given a snippet of text, you can feed it a little bit of seed text and have it repeatedly play this game of predicting what comes next, sampling from the distribution, appending it, and then repeating over and over. Some of you in the know may remember how, long before ChatGPT came into the scene, this is what early demos of GPT-3 looked like. You would have it autocomplete stories and essays based on an initial snippet. To make a tool like this into a chatbot, the easiest starting point is to have a little bit of text that establishes the setting of a user interacting with a helpful AI assistant, what you would call the system prompt. And then you would use the user's initial question or prompt as the first bit of dialogue. And then you have it start predicting what such a helpful AI assistant would say in response. There is more to say about an added step of training that's required to make this work well, but at a high level, this is the general idea. In this chapter, you and I are going to expand on the details of what happens at the very beginning of the network, at the very end of the network, and I also want to spend a lot of time reviewing some important bits of background knowledge, things that would have been second nature to any machine learning engineer by the time transformers came around. If you're comfortable with that background knowledge and a little impatient, you could probably feel free to skip to the next chapter, which is going to focus on the attention blocks, generally considered the heart of the transformer. After that, I want to talk more about these multi-layer perceptron blocks, how training works, and a number of other details that will have been skipped up to that point. For broader context, these videos are additions to a mini-series about deep learning. And it's okay if you haven't watched the previous ones, I think you can do it out of order. But before diving into transformers specifically, I do think it's worth making sure that we're on the same page about the basic premise and structure of deep learning. At the risk of stating the obvious, this is one approach to machine learning, which describes any model where you're using data to somehow determine how a model behaves. What I mean by that is, let's say you want a function that takes in an image and it produces a label describing it, or our example of predicting the next word given a passage of text, or any other task that seems to require some element of intuition and pattern recognition.
Meaning you can allocate any of your audio inputs to any of the 6 physical faders or the 3 virtual faders. That's 9 channels in total.
Instead, you set up a very flexible structure with tunable parameters, like a bunch of knobs and dials, and then, somehow, you use many examples of what the output should look like for a given input to tweak and tune the values of those parameters to mimic this behavior. For example, maybe the simplest form of machine learning is linear regression, where
Then your smart pads and another USB channel for sound effects and music beds allocated to your virtual faders. If you're live streaming gameplay, you might choose to have your mic, your game audio, your chat audio, and smart pads all allocated to the first 4 physical faders. And you might decide to leave all of your other faders completely empty. Or say you're streaming a live set, you could allocate a mic, guitar, and a keyboard to the faders, plus beats and samples via the smart pads. And you still have faders left over for adding external audio sources via USB. You can also link the inputs to create a stereo pair. So for example, if you have a stereo keyboard, you can connect it to inputs 1 and 2, and then link them as a stereo pair and control them on a single fader. And of course, each fader has a pan control for delivering fully stereo mixes. The possibilities are endless. Now, let's finally talk about the smart pads. As you can probably tell by the name, these are so much more than just sound pads. While they absolutely can be used for music and sound effects, they can also be configured to trigger on-the-fly voice effects like reverb or robot on your mic channels. They can also send MIDI commands to external software and hardware, and they can even fire off mixer actions like fade-ins and fade-outs, ducking, or a cough button. Each pad is fully customizable with colors, functions, and names. There are 8 banks of 8 pads available for a total of 64 unique actions. And you can easily switch between banks using the 2 bank switching buttons. As you can see, we've designed the Rodecaster Pro 2 to be as versatile as possible. All of these features can be adapted to whatever type of content that you're creating. And this goes for the hardware connections as well. As mentioned, the 4 Neutrik combo jacks can accept mic, instrument, and line level signals. And you can easily set up each channel to accommodate any connection type. There are 4 high-power headphone outputs, each with its own level control for monitoring your audio in full definition. And you can plug in your favorite pair of speakers via the balanced line outputs, which could also be used for connecting outboard gear. Advanced Bluetooth connectivity with wideband speech allows you to record ultra high quality phone calls, stream audio in high definition, and even monitor your audio wirelessly. The dual USB interfaces allow you to connect 2 computers or mobile devices simultaneously. This unlocks huge potential for everything from remote podcasting to organizing complex streaming setups. Another thing to note, the Rodecaster Pro 2 is MFI certified, so it interacts seamlessly with all iOS devices. You can record to a computer, an onboard microSD card, or an external USB storage device, with the option to record in either stereo or multi-track. And each track is recorded as a separate file, simplifying the post-production process. The first USB channel is optimized for data transfer, allowing you to transfer files to a computer super quickly. Connecting the Rodecaster Pro 2 to a computer via USB also allows you to use it in conjunction with Rode Central. This is a handy companion app that lets you configure your smart pads, export files, download firmware, and more. The Rodecaster Pro 2 also has Wi-Fi for downloading firmware wirelessly, as well as an Ethernet connection. One of the most exciting parts of the Rodecaster Pro 2 is that even with all of these groundbreaking features, we are only just getting started. There's enough processing power inside this device to deliver far more. And we have heaps of powerful features and enhancements in the pipeline that will be delivered via regular firmware updates. We'll also be launching a suite of accessories for the Rodecaster Pro 2, including the Rode Cover 2, Vaser mount, bags, cables, and more. Your feedback was so instrumental in making the original Rodecaster Pro what it is today. So help us do the same in making the Rodecaster Pro 2 even better, and let us know what you would like to see in future updates. To find out more about everything the incredible Rodecaster Pro 2 has to offer, be sure to check out the links in the description below, which includes deep dives into all the features and the functionality that we touched on in this video. The Rodecaster Pro 2 is available for pre-order, and it will be shipping very, very soon. So head to Rode.com for more info. Thanks everybody, and happy recording.
over. And yeah, it really just does pack an amazing amount of power into a really small form factor. I personally think that this is really going to shake up the industry because there are a number of other players in this market at the moment, and I would say the most obvious dominant one, if you are looking for camera switches in the past, would have been the ATEM Mini range of products. There's a whole slew of them actually, and they've been through quite some evolution over the years as well. But personally, I tried those out in the past when I was starting my channel, and they always just felt really clunky to me. And I've tried lots of other camera switches, hardware switches as well, and they all seem to have this same limitation of if you just want to switch from one camera to another, no problem, press a button and it does it. But when you want to do anything just slightly more adventurous than that, that's when the hardware version just sort of lets things down, because the software that usually accompanies them is just really so clunky and it's so difficult to do the most basic things. So ultimately, when I started my channel and was looking for a way to create videos in one take with no edits, hence the name, by the way, Take One Tech, I ended up going down the software switching route. This would have certainly solved my problems back 3.5 years ago, whenever it was, because it does allow you to do all of the things that I wanted to do with it, which was ease of scene building and ease of switching. So let's get into exactly what this is and how it works. And first of all, just to give you a bit of an overview, I mean, I've got one on my desk here, but as I say, I do make all of my videos
नाही तुमचं PIX आहे माझी. आता तिथं 2 नंबरला मारा ना. आता मी काय करतो, 2 नंबरला सुहास सरांना बोलवतो आणि मग 2 लोक बोलू शकतात का बघूया. तर काय करायचं आपल्याला माहित आहे ना, आपल्याला इथं शेजारी अजून एक द्यायचा आणि मग त्या दोघांमध्ये आपण हे मारू ओव्हरले. ते ओव्हरले आता त्याच्यावरनं कसं मारता येईल ते चेक करावं लागेल मिक्सरवर. थोडे इनपुट देऊन PIP मारायला लागेल ना आपल्याला. त्याचं ऍप्लिकेशन याच्यावरती पण टाकायला पाहिजे आणि त्याला लाईन दिली पाहिजे. त्याला लाईन दिली पाहिजे, त्याला लाईन दिली पाहिजे. काम करू नये आपण. चला पाहिजे ना तुमच्याकडे. नाहीये व्हॉट्सअपला पाठवू. ते लावणार कुठे आपल्याकडे इथे. थांबा आपल्याकडे एक केबल आहे इकडे. थांबा गेम बाजू आपण. प्रशांत मेल आयडी सांग रे. आला ठीक आहे व्हॉट्सअपला पाठवू. वाजवता येते का. जॉईन हो रे. कुठं झाला माहित नाही झाला तुम्ही जॉईन PIX ला. गुगल मीट. मायक्रोफोन बंदच ठेवा. तुम्हाला मायक्रोफोन बोलायचंच नाहीये. या मशीननी बोलायचंच नाहीये. फक्त आता तुम्ही ऑडिओ तो सिंग तुम्हाला आता ध्यान लक्षात द्यावं लागेल. 2 नंबर मारला की तो ऑन करायला लागेल. मग एक काम करा, 2 नंबर आणि 2 नंबर ठेवा त्याला. काय 2 नंबर 2 नंबर माहिती. 1 नंबरला 1 नंबर माहीत करायला लागला तर बघू आपण.
सर हे करायचंय का, व्हिडिओ चालू करायचा आहे?
ऑन करा ना, कॅमेरा ऑन करा.
केला ना कॅमेरा ऑन.
कॅमेरा ऑन केला तर मला कळेल की 2 व्यवस्थित दिसतात का. तुम्ही ह्याला ठेवा, 2 नंबरला ठेवा.
का कॅमेरा ऑन. हा झाला. ओके
एकच मिनिट तुम्ही दोन झाल्यावरती मला दोन साइड बाय साइड पाहिजे. एकच मिनिट दोन साइड बाय साइड देखील येणार. आलं ना मला आता व्यवस्थित आलं. सर थोडं कंपोज मध्ये घ्या. थोडासा कॅमेरा खाली घ्या.
ओके.
there. Perfect. Great. Okay. Just hold on there. You are in the perfect combination. I am not in the correct composition. Okay, so now we are in almost like correct combination. Hold on. Let me see if I rotate. Do I come in the correct composition? Okay. You should almost see me in the correct combination.
फक्त इमेज स्टेबिलाइज नाहीये बाकी काही.
हो तर ठीक आहे ते कनेक्टिव्हिटीचा इश्यू असू शकतं. But now we are correctly seeing both of ourselves talking to each other. You can talk. Let me see.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello. Very
good. So we are able to communicate with each other. People are able to see ourselves on CJN. Okay. Now only thing I'll have to see is how do I get this thing steady here. Okay, but okay, that's okay. So that's okay. So this is only for trial that we are doing. So we are broadcasting live on YouTube right now. Okay. Google Meet is going on. Hey, तो याला join कर ना. Zoom ला join कर. And ती लिंक सेंटर व्हिडिओ मध्ये जायला पाहिजे पहिल्यांदा. कोमलला सांगून ते सेंटर व्हिडिओ मध्ये टाकायला पाहिजे. तिला लाव. म्हणजे ऍटलीस्ट आपल्याला ते कळेल की काय दिसतंय तिकडे. Now this is properly coming in the center video. कोमल राकेश सर. हॅलो कोमल राकेश बोलतोय. आता एक नवीन सेंटर व्हिडिओ मध्ये हे टाक ना. आता CJN रॉला जे चाललंय त्याची व्हिडिओ सेंटर व्हिडिओ मध्ये टाक ना. तुझं P1005 चालू आहे ना आता. हा त्या 1005 ची व्हिडिओ बदल ना. नाही आता कुठला शो चालू आहे तुझा. 1005 ची व्हिडिओ बदल. हा तो सर एक 5 मिनिटं अजून.
हो डेफिनेटली काहीच प्रॉब्लेम.
एवढं एक झालं की मी सरांना पाठवतो APP ला चेक करायला. व्हिडिओ ऑन कर तुझा. व्हिडिओ ऑन कर. एका जागी बस तू. माझ्या इथं बस. ऑडिओ जाते का. एक आता आपण चेक कुठं करणार. चेक करायला नाहीये का. एक मिनिट आहे चेक करायला आहे. नाही पण आता तिकडे अजून एक पार्टिसिपेंट पाहिजे ना. अजून एक पार्टिसिपेंट पाहिजे तिकडे व्हिडिओ वाला. हा तुम्ही व्हिडिओ कॅमेरा आहे तुमच्याकडे. हा त्याच्याने जॉईन करा. Check 1 2 check. Very good. Audio good. Good to go on CJN raw. Okay. So sir तिकडनं काहीतरी बोला ना.
नमस्कार नमस्कार नमस्कार. हॅलो हॅलो. ऐकू येत आहे?
Perfect. Perfect. YouTubeलाही ऐकू आलं.
वा 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 वा.
Very good. So half of this thing is done now. We have to get the other half working. So we'll get the other half in terms of this thing also working. Zoom. हो सर
हा बोला सर.
एकच मिनिट होल्ड करा. माझा फोन येतो.
Hello. Hey, hi Komal, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good, 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 good. और क्या हो रहा है? Which type of testing is going on? Avi sir, can you hear us? Is the link okay? Hello. Komal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just ping Avi sir if he can hear us.
Avi sir is not there now, I think so.
No, not on this meeting. This is getting live broadcast on
On Zoom meeting.
on the YouTube. So if he would have joined on the CJN YouTube, he should see us. एक मिनट मैं देखता हूँ.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
हाँ
sir.
sir. So
I can hear you. I can hear you on PI. I can see you on PI.
but are you able to see us on the CJN?
Yeah. I can
YouTube?
see you on CJN.
Yeah.
But
Voice नहीं आ रहा है.
I can get your voice. You can't get my voice.
हाँ वो बराबर है क्योंकि we are on the live ना तो आपको केवल
हम तो टीवी के बाहर है, आप टीवी के अंदर हो.
हाँ correct. So that is good. So it's working fine. Yeah.
It's working wonderful. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. तो मैं अभी. Okay, we'll continue. We'll keep it running for some time. Let's see the performance test type of thing. Yeah. Komal, you can continue to do your own work. Yeah, should not be a problem.
But good job. Now this is what? This is Rakesh on this call? Rakesh, are you on
नहीं,
PI?
राकेश सर नहीं है. 1-2 मिनट.
अच्छा, but अभी Suhas, that means the PIX is getting broadcasted in the center. Okay.
Correct.
In PIX, you, me, and Komal are there, right?
Correct. Rakesh sir is going to the.
So rest of the world
is seeing the PIX.
of the world is seeing it on this. Okay. Now in here, the ad should change.